Hi there, my name's Lucy and welcome to our chair stretch class today. I really look forward to working out with you. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to read our waiver. So, to reduce and avoid injury, you should check with your doctor before beginning any fitness program. By performing any fitness exercise, you are performing them at your own risk. The town of Aurora will not be responsible or liable for any injury or harm you sustained as a result of participating in our online fitness or information shared on our website or social media channels. This includes emails, videos, and texts. Okay, as with all exercise, you listen to your body. If it doesn't feel good, if it is painful, if you have hot, ouchy pain when you're doing it, then stop, okay? If there's a little bit of muscle work going on, that's okay. But if it is painful, if it is uncomfortable for you to do it, then listen to your body and wait till the next exercise. We're going to do our whole exercise program today in our chair. If you have an elastomer, an elastic band, then we will be using this, but you can also use a towel if you do not have one, and I will give you options for both, okay? So let's get started. Make sure your chair is nice and stable and is in a nice, safe place for you to do your exercise class. Coming into your chair, and we're going to start by warming everything up, waking everything up. Sitting up nice and tall. I want you to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Now I want you to take your hands and place them either side of your rib cage if you can, either like this or just on like this, so you can feel your ribs moving. Now, as you breathe in, I want you to think about your hands moving apart from each other. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, expand the rib cage. Breathing out and relax. Good. We're going to remember to breathe throughout our workout today. If you need water at any time, please go and take a drink. So sitting up nice and tall, this time we're going to think about your shoulders. As you breathe in, your shoulders are going to come up towards your ears. As you breathe out, they're going to go away from your ears. Breathe in, shoulders to ears. Breathe out and away. A couple more of these for me. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Now we're going to think about the fronts of your shoulders. As you breathe in, you're going to breathe. As you breathe in, you're going to take your shoulders and open them. Breathing in. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together, making your shoulders as wide and away from each other as you can. And as you breathe out, they're going to come together as though they're going to give you a tiny hug. And as we breathe in, they're going to open up. And breathe out, tiny hug. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Give them a little wiggle. Now we're going to do big circles. We're going to come up, round, down to the floor. In, up to the shoulders, and down. Feel your shoulder blades moving as you do this. Feel all the muscles in and around your shoulders, your chest, your back, just moving. You might find that everything kind of creaks and makes some interesting noises. As long as there's no pain, that's okay. Do a couple more of these. Think about making them bigger. Overemphasize them each time. Make them big, 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 big. Waking everything up. Relax. Good. Now we're going to float our arms out to the side. Take them as high as feels comfortable for you. Whether that's here or all the way up. And from here, hands are relaxed and we're going to do circles. We're going to do circles forward to start with, and we're going to keep them very tiny. And we're not moving up and down now through the muscles in your neck. We are thinking about just your arms wiggling around in their socket. So it's quite a small movement. And now we're going to make it bigger by bringing the arms down lower, okay? So they're never going to come up over shoulder height, but they can come down, or we can make them bigger as they come down towards the floor. Always whatever feels comfortable for you and your shoulders. One more here, and relax those arms down. And we're going to float the arms back up again, and this time we're going to go backwards. Tiny, tiny little ones to start with, no higher than the shoulder. And then as you can, start to make that circle bigger by bringing the arms lower in that circle. Good. Couple more here. If you find one arm does something different to the other, that's fine. That's what they're going to do today. And relax down. Nice. Okay. Keeping with the shoulders and the ribs, we're going to add everything together. Float the arms up to where they feel comfortable. We're going to gather all the air in front of you. We're going to squeeze it into a ball. As you do, round your chest a little bit. Pull your shoulder blades apart. And then we're going to release that air out into the world and open up. And squeeze your shoulder blades together. Fingers are nice and active. Arms are nice and active. You're going to grab and squeeze that air now. Think it's trying to escape you. Squeeze it and hold it. Don't let it go. Tighten all the muscles in the inside of your arms across your chest and release that air into the world. Two more for me. Rounding round, tightening, squeezing that air, holding it, breathing out now as you release the air into the world. One more time. Really, really gather. Tight, tight, tight through the chest, the arms. Hold that air. Squeeze your shoulder blades apart. Don't let it escape. And breathe out. And release the air into the world. Good. Perfect. Now, sitting up nice and tall, we are going to do some nice big circles through your middle. So you've got two options. You can cross your hands across the chest, and we're going to come down and round as though you're drawing a circle on the ceiling with your head. If this doesn't feel too stable or you feel a little bit wobbly, bring your hands onto your knees and have them there as a guide. I don't want you pushing into your hands as you do this. Your middle, your waist is doing the work of pulling you around, controlling you back. Two more in this direction. The hands are just there as a bit of a safety, a little bit of a guide. And we're going to come back to center. And we're going to do the same thing the other way. Go forward, again, round in a big circle. Think about this all coming through your waist. Your legs are staying pretty still as you're doing this. Arms are there just as a little bit of a safety and a guide, not pushing into them. Good. Couple more here for me. Making it a little bit bigger if you can. If not, that's okay. Good. Into center. Sitting up super tall now. Scoot yourself back on your chest so you're really stable through your hips. And having your hand on the outside of your chair on one side. And from there, you're going to use the muscles through your side to reach down towards the floor. Pulling down, holding for a second, and come back up. Tighten, over, hold, and back up. Use them to pull you down. Tighten, hold, and back up. Keep going for me. Good. And up. And down. And up. And down. And up. Two more for me. Tighten the muscles on the side. See if you can reach a little bit further while keeping your hips nice and stable on that seat. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, over to the other side for me. Down and back up. Good. You might find you get to go further on one side than the other. One side feels more stable. Just listen to your body. Good. And again. Two more for me. Last one. Beautiful. Good. All right, staying with this middle. Sitting up nice and tall, cross your hands across your chest. Sitting up on those sit bones. Hips are going to stay still, and we're going to turn as though you're looking behind you to reverse in your car. We're going to hold it for a second. Tighten those muscles a little bit more, as though you're really, really trying to turn, and come back again. Tighten those muscles. Pull you around so you're looking over your shoulder to reverse your car. Hold it. And back one more time for me here. Tight, 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 and turn. Hold it. And back around. Good. Little wiggle. Cross the hands. We're going to go the other way. And turn. Hold. Tighten these muscles through your middle. And back. Tighten. Turn. See if you can go that little bit further. Holding it. And back around. One more here for me. Turn. See if you can go a little bit further around. Holding. And back to center. Good job. Sitting up in your chair nice and tall with a little bit of support underneath the backs of your thighs. We're going to lift this leg up. Think about lifting and holding. And down. As you do this, tummy stays nice and tight. We're going to try not to lean as we do it. Lifting, holding, and down. Lift, hold, and down. Good. It doesn't matter how high it comes up, but we're going to try and get it about the same height each time. As you get tired, it may get a little bit lower. We're going to see if we can build up to do a whole set at the same height. Two more for me. Good, and last one. Beautiful. Wiggle that. Other side for me. We're working up through the front of that hip. These are the muscles that we need to climb up steps, to get in and out of cars. Again, one side may feel more easy than the other. Listen to your body as to how high feels comfortable today. Good. Give me two more. Last one. Beautiful. We're going to take one leg out straight for me. And from here, we're going to sit up as tall as you can in your chair. Think about you being pulled and lifted up through the top of your head with a piece of string. And as you do this, you're going to tend your toes towards the front of your room. And then you're going to pull those toes up and sit up a little bit taller. And then let the toes go away. Pull the toes up at the ankle, sit up a little bit taller. And as you do this, you should feel a stretch all the way up from the back of your ankle, right up through the back of your leg. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, pull up through the ankle, sit up tall, hinge forward a bit. Think about leaning your chest and your nose forward. As you do it, you'll feel an increased stretch down the back of your leg. And come back. Two more for me. Up, sit up tall, lean forward if you want to. Good. And back up. Last one. toes, sit and lean. Holding for a second. And relax. Good. And we're going to take the other leg out. Again, nice and stable on the chair, other leg supporting. And to start with, point the ankle away from you. Pull up, sit up tall. Reach away. Ankle up, sit up tall. Reach away. Ankle up, sit up tall. We'll do these 3 more times. This time, if you want to, add that lean. Chest comes forward, holding for a second, and back. Up at the ankle, sitting up tall, lean. And last one for me. Up at the ankle, sitting up tall, and lean. Holding it there for a second, feeling that stretch down the back of the legs. And relax. Good. Sit back on your chair a little bit so your legs, backs of your legs are supported. Hands are going to come onto your thighs. Now I want you to think about coming up onto your toes and back down. Sending the heels up towards the ceiling and controlling them back down. If you want to make it harder, lean on your legs just a little bit to add a little bit of your weight to your calves and your lower legs. Just getting a little bit of movement through the feet, through the calves. And it's almost like you're a seesaw. You're rocking backwards and forwards as you go up and down onto your toes. Pushing down into your legs if you want to add a little bit more weight and resistance to you to make it a bit harder. Good. Couple more for me. Last one. Good. Now, feet are going to come wide. We're going to bring your knees in towards each other. Then use your hands. You're going to push your hands away. Hold it for a second. And then you're going to slowly come back in. And then push your hands away. Control your hands back in. Push your hands away. Just waking up through the hip joint here. Push your hands away. If it's too much to have your hands there, just imagine you're squeezing in and pushing out. Squeezing in and pushing out. 2 more for me. Good. Last one. Perfect. Good. All right. Stretch your legs out nice and long for me. Holding onto your chair so you feel nice and stable. And we're going to do some nice big circles with your feet. Now I want you to think that your ankles are doing the moving. Okay, this is not coming from your legs. It's not coming from your hips, just from your ankles. So it may be super, super small to start with, and that's okay. But really focus on that movement coming right through the ankle and the foot, and we're going to reverse it. One direction and one foot may feel easier. So really focus on the foot that feels less easy. 2 more for me. Good. Staying in this position, pull your toes up towards your ankles just a little bit. And we're going to turn your feet in towards each other. Again, we're turning from the ankles and not from the thighs or the legs up here, just through the feet. And then we're going to turn them away. As you do this, you'll find as you turn in, the muscles in the inside of your leg will be working. And then as you turn away, the muscles in the outside of your leg will be working. Nice and small, Again, focus on the one that feels a little bit more challenging. See if we can get them as symmetrical and as similar as possible. Good, a couple more for me. The last one. Good. Step those feet in. Now I want you to imagine that your feet are little caterpillars and they're going to be pulled along by your toes. You're going to put your toes down, you're going to crunch them forward, down and forward. Like little caterpillars pulling you, feet away from you. And then when you've done a couple, you are now going to tuck under and you're going to try and push them back. Now this is more challenging if you do have a carpeted floor and a little bit easier if you have hardwood. But you should feel all the muscles in the underside of your feet working as you do this. So again, toes, caterpillar forward. And then when you get out a little way, they're going to reverse, caterpillaring back. Good. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of resistance work now to get everything working. We're going to use the band, but as I said, if you do not have a band, you can use a towel, and it'll be in a very similar way. So to start with, we are going to take the band underneath your legs and place it around so it crosses over on top of your thighs. And you're going to hold those ends. Now, if you have a towel, you're going to do the same thing, but you're just going to take it out and hold it for a second, okay? So we're going to have your feet together, and you're going to have a little bit of tension on the stretchy band, and you're going to push out and come in. And you're going to push out, and you're going to come in. On that towel, it's just going to be a little bit smaller because you don't have that spring back. So we're going to try and keep some of that tension on the whole time. Pushing out and back in, sitting up nice and tall, and you should feel the muscles in the outside of your legs, the outside of your hips, all working. Good. 2 more for me. Again, listen to your body. If anything doesn't feel good, then we're going to stop. Rest there. Let's take your feet so they're hip width apart and have that tension in the band or your towel. And this time we're just going to push out a little bit further from here. Slightly different position, slightly different muscles in your hips having to work. Trying to keep that tension and don't let the bands bring you back in again. See if we got 4 more for me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice job. Okay, taking that band now, and you're going to place it underneath the ball of your foot. You're going to bring the hands down nice and low. Try again. There we go. So I want your hands below your knee height if possible. Okay, then we're not pulling the knee into any position that it doesn't want to take you. So from here, we're going to stretch your leg out straight, so you're pushing away through your heel, and then you're going to bend the knee back in again. If you do not have a band, that's fine. You can do this just with body weight. And just pushing away, squeezing the muscles in the top of the leg and back, as though you're pushing a heavy weight away from you, squeezing and back. Good, couple more for me. Driving that heel away, tightening the muscles in the top of your leg, and rest there for me. Let's switch legs over. And band. Making sure that the band is nice and secure. Hands are lower than your knee. Other leg is stable. Drive and push away. And back up. Hands staying lower than the knee if you can. And focusing and tightening the muscles right through the front of your leg. Good. Keep it at your own pace. Couple more for me. Good. This one. Good. And rest there. Perfect. Now we've warmed up the legs a little bit. We are going to do a little bit of stepping with them. And I want you to imagine that you're stepping over a low wall. And I want you to step the same distance or the same height out as you step back again. So nice and stable on the chair, holding onto it if you need to. You're going to lift up, out and down, and then up, in and down. Up, out and down, up, in and down. As you can see, if I do this, I'm stepping the same height as I come in and as I go out. So we're working equally on those muscles that are taking you out and back in. Give me 2 more. Last one for me. Good. Give that leg a little bit of a wiggle. It doesn't matter how high you lift that leg. The only thing that matters is that it's the same height as you go out and as you come back in. Okay, so if that is here, that's fine. If it's here, we just got to make sure that we come back the same way. Okay, so let's do the other side. Stepping up, out and down, in and down. Up, out and down, and in and down. Good. As you get tired, just make sure it's the same amount of lift. Good, a few more of these for me. Again, listen to your bodies. 2 more. Last one. Good, a little bit of a wiggle. Perfect. Last one for your legs. Foot is going to be out in front of you, and we're going to use the floor as a little bit of friction to work the muscles in the back of your legs here. So sitting up nice and tall, use your seat as a support, and you are going to pull your heel in towards you, and then you're going to push your foot back away from you. So I want you to imagine if you were in sand, you'd be creating a nice deep hole in the sand as you pull in and then pushing away. Pull in, push away. The harder you push into your foot as you do this, the more friction and the harder it's going to be. So you can work as hard as you'd like to do just by pushing down that little bit more. Again, it will be a little bit harder if you have carpet like I do here. A little bit easier on a slidey floor. Good. 2 more for me. Drag under, feel all the muscles in the back of your legs pulling you. And then the muscles in the front pushing you away. Last one. And rest there. Good, give that leg a wiggle. And we're going to do the other side. Same thing. Sitting up nice and tall, use the seat as stability if you need to. Pushing into the foot, slide it away. Tighten it, pull it back in again. Slide away. tight, and pull back in again. Good. Pushing down harder if you want to make it more challenging. Last one. Good job. And give those legs a little bit of a wiggle. Perfect. Okay, we're going to work a little bit onto our upper body now. So sitting back in the chair so you are nice and stable. And to start with, we are going to have your thumbs so they're facing forward. We're going to lift them up, float them up towards shoulder height, hold them here, pull your shoulders back, and then push the hands back down to the floor. Come up at the top, pull your shoulders back, hold it here, feeling through the top of the shoulders, push the hands back down to the floor. Imagine that you're cutting up through the air, holding, shoulders are back, slicing back down, hands are active, arms are active and straight. Only up to shoulder height, pushing down. 2 more for me. Last one. And down. Good job. So, I'm going to take your band and we are going to place it around your feet. Your legs are going to be straight and you're going to sit up nice and tall for me. And from here, you are going to pull. Squeeze your shoulders back, open up your chest and come back down. Squeeze, open up the chest and come back down. If you have a towel here, you are going to pull yourself down towards the towel and then come back up again. So if your towel doesn't move, you are going to pull yourself down towards it, squeezing the shoulder blades and come back up. With the stretchy band, you are going to pull the stretchy band in towards you. Holding and squeezing. Watching what your shoulders are doing. Make sure they are not creeping up towards your ears. They do like to do that. So just have a little check-in with them and make sure it's your shoulder blades that are squeezing together, not your shoulders coming up towards your ears. Give me 2 more of these. Feeling it through the middle of your back between your shoulder blades, maybe in the front of your arms, and a little in your hands. Last one for me. And rest there. Good job. So this time, we're going to place the band underneath your feet. Take your feet slightly forward and make sure that the band's not going to slide anywhere. So from here, we're going to tighten the front of your arms and you're going to curl up and back down. Wrists are going to stay nice and straight, so try not to pull up through the wrist. Think that you're bending at your elbow and back down. If it's too challenging, give yourself a little more slack on the band to make it a little easier. If you do not have a band, we're going to use just your muscles to pull you up. So with no band, you're going to tighten the muscles, squeeze up, tighten them really tightly at the top and all the way back down. Tight, 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 tight. Squeeze at the top and back down. With the band, it's doing it for you. Squeeze and hold and back down. Tighten up, squeeze and hold and back down. Give me 2 more. Squeeze and hold. Shoulders are staying still, tummy's nice and tight. And down. Nice job, guys. Okay, we've got 1 more for your upper body. We're going to do a tricep exercise. So watching as we set up, you're going to take your band or your towel and place it over one shoulder. You're going to take the arm on the same shoulder and hold on to it at your chest. The other hand is going to come on. Now with your band, you are going to push straight down towards the floor and hold it. And coming back up. You're working the backs of your arms. If you have a towel, you are going to hold the towel. You're going to have to move a little bit with it. So it's almost like a pulley system. Coming down and back up. So you are creating your own weight with your hand. But with a band, the hand stays still, squeezing to the bottom. 2 more for me. Feeling this working through the back of the arm. Last one. Good. And switch to the other side. So watch for setup, taking the band or the towel, placing it over. Same side hand comes and holds in at chest. Holding. Tighten the back of the arm, pushing straight down. Back up. Bending all the way through the back of the arm here. Nice and slow. Shoulder stays nice and still. And give me 2 more here. Good. And rest. Perfect. We're going to take the band and stick it out of the way for me. And holding nice and tight onto your seat, and we're going to use your legs marching, but I want you to keep those tummy muscles nice and tight, okay? So sitting up out of your chair, again, imagine you're being pulled up towards the ceiling through the top of your head, tummy is tight, and we're gonna march our feet. Little steps. Keeping marching. And now we're going to take those feet wider. We're going to keep marching. So now they're about the width of your chair legs. Keep marching here. We're going to bring them narrow. And wide. And narrow. And wide. And narrow. And wide. Into center. Good. Wiggling those legs. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. We're going to go narrow, narrow, wide, wide. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tummy nice and tight. Try not to bobble side to side too much with your upper body. Good. Keep this going. 1 more for me, and then we're going to switch the direction. So stepping here, we're going to go out with the other leg this time. Wide, wide, in. Good. See how still you can keep your upper body as you do this. Good. 1 more. And rest there. Perfect. All righty. So, sitting up nice and tall now. We are going to take your arms and we are going to bring them all the way forward. In front of you. Open up the fingers and open back. Coming in front of you, rounding through the shoulders. Open up your fingers. Come back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Coming in. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 2 more. In. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Last one and in. and squeeze the shoulders. Good. Rest there. Take those knees nice and wide for me. Hands are on your knees. We're going to slouch. You're going to slouch down through your belly, slouch through your hips. Then you're going to start to bring your chest forward. When you get over your knees, you're going to lift your chest up towards the ceiling and push yourself back. So coming down, slouching down, up, chest up and back. Slouch, down, chest up and back. And slouch. Chest up and back. Last one and slouch. Chest up and coming back. Good. And coming in. We're going to tuck your chin. Bring it all the way down to your chest, giving yourself a double chin. Hold it for a second. And then lift back up. This time, reach your fingers down towards the floor as you do this. Give yourself a double chin. Reach the fingers a little bit further down towards the floor. And come back up. Reach the fingers towards the floor. Give yourself a double chin. And back up. Last one. Reach down. Double chin. And back up. Good. Feet together. Take them over slightly to one side of the chair. Holding on. And we're just going to turn. As you do, push slightly into the leg that you're turning towards. And feel a stretch all the way through your middle and a little bit into the hip on this side. Holding it for a second, sitting up nice and tall, and relax. Wiggle those feet over to the other side. Take the other hand over, lift up, turn away, and just push a little bit into that leg. Holding it for a second. And relax. Good. Okay, taking a nice deep breath in, reach up. And then push down. Reach up. And push down. Reach up. And push down. Last one. And down. And final one here for me for today. And we're going to collapse down, squeeze in. Now take a deep breath in. Pull your shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. Breathe out. Deep breath in. Hold it for a second, opening up the rib cage. Breathe out. Last one. Deep breath in. Holding it. And relax for me. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again soon. I hope you enjoyed the class. Take care. Bye-bye.